Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth, I'm joined by my mate Turlough and my mate Josh, and we are just on the outskirts of Buxton in Derbyshire. Now we're here to take a look at what was the Cowdale Lime Works. Now this opened in around about 1898, but it was abandoned in 1955, so for 70 years it sat basically wasting away. So we're going to clamber in and see what remains. So before we start, this is the A6 here. This is the road coming up from Bakewell up to Buxton. Now, we're already at the start of it. So literally, as you come off the road, you can see this incredible building. Now this is basically a bit of a gatehouse, really. Now the style is very strange. It's known as Neo-Egyptian. I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of that before. And if we just look inside, look. And it's seen better days, isn't it, to be fair? But there you go, that's not a bad intro. We've got loads more to see. Okay, so we're going to clamber up. Now some of the remains here date back to that kind of 1898 first inception, but some of them came in the 1900s. Some of the more kind of imposing ones. So we're basically just going to have a little bit of a look around the area and see what we can find. So here we go, I think this is the money shot in the distance there, Josh. Now this was a quarry, I think it was called Staden Quarry. Is that a structure down there? I don't think it is, no, it's just what was the quarry. Now that closed in 1948, so that went a little bit earlier. But these kilns, which I think are just through there, lasted up until around about 1955. So this was opened by the new Buxton Lime Company, basically in response to a bit of a monopoly. So in the 1800s there was loads of different quarries and loads of different lime works, and then a few of them got together. Basically 13 companies with 17 quarries and lime works all got together and became the Buxton Lime Firm. And it was kind of like a mafia in the sense that they basically drove the prices and basically killed smaller firms. So this one was opened 7 years after that kind of amalgamation, and it didn't last long until that Buxton Lime Firm swallowed this place as well. Now when they took over, the Buxton Lime Firms, in around about 1908, they built these additional ones. So this is the Neo-Egyptian. Anyone heard of Neo-Egyptian before?
Never, mate.
No, I've heard of Neo-Gothic, and I've heard of, obviously, Neo from The Matrix, but not Neo-Egyptian. But it does have an Egyptian vibe to it, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, well, we'll get up there in a second and have a look in there. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the major furnaces. Now, as I said earlier, the quarry had gone by 1948, but the furnaces remained for another 7 years. And what they were doing is they were bringing in all the lime from the surrounding quarries, which if you've ever been to Buxton, there's a lot of them. And they were brought here to these enormous lime kilns. Now, these are not playing games, boys. So these kind of buttresses here, you might recognise them from when I did a walk on the Monsell Trail before, and we looked at the East Buxton lime kilns, because they had the same buttresses. Now these were built in the 1920s, so these came like a long time after the actual kilns themselves were built. But look at the size of that. Mate, it looks like something from like, I don't know, like Eastern Europe, like some communist building, doesn't it? That's mad. Should we try and get inside it? Now this whole place is listed now. I think it's been listed since around about the late 80s, I think. And as I understand it, they're trying to work out what to do with the place. And Buxton Water, I don't know if you've ever heard of Buxton Water, very famous water company. They tried to take over this place to basically create a bottling factory. Oh my goodness. Right, the torch is out. So here, inside one of these kilns, look at this, we've still got, bearing in mind this has been abandoned for 70 years, guys. Wow. I don't know enough about lime kilns to know, you know, what would have actually gone on here. I'm assuming given that that's sort of looks like new brickwork, that they would have been dropping it in from the top, which we'll go and explore in a second. But look at that. That is huge, isn't it? Okay, let's come and have a look then. I mean, these buildings are massive.
Back down to go out the way.
No, I don't think so, mate. I reckon we can go across. I wonder if that was one as well, or whether that's been filled in, or whether... No, I imagine they probably create a gap between them. So maybe that's just 2 ovens then. Here's another one, yeah. Mate, this is so old. For some reason my torch is flashing. I don't know why it's doing that. But this is incredibly old. Look at that. I mean, looks like there's more remains there, look. What's going on, mate? Oh, the amount of industrial history around here, Josh. He's yawning. You're not finding that interesting?
Oh, I am. No, I'm just getting... It's cold getting to me.
It is cold, to be fair. So yeah, we've basically been out walking all day, haven't we, lads? We've been out walking in the Peak District, and it is quite cold. I think Josh is feeling the chill. I am as well, to be fair. But we're driving to Buxton, and it's like we can't come past here and not come and have a look, because this place is just incredible. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get on the top now, where there were a bunch of railway lines that kind of served this lime works, of course, and joined up with a Midland Railway, which is all still there. That railway's still there, and it's still serving quarries to this day. Mate, we've got some rail. I mean, it's narrow gauge rail, and I don't know if it ever saw a train, because it's basically just a fence, but I'm clinging to it because it's a rail. Okay, right, so we've got another building here. Now there's plenty of remains of other structures here on the right, so this would have been something, I imagine it would have been a real vast complex. Now I think with this one, I don't know how we're going to get in there. I guess with a bit of a clamber. I don't really want to go on the roof because I don't know how strong that roof's going to be, so I'm going to clamber down. Right, usual drill, it's quite steep, so I'm going to film myself in case I stack it, you know. It's always quite good fun for you guys to watch me do that. Although this one is particularly spicy actually, because if I get this wrong, and I've not even got Jeremy Beadle to give me 250 quid now, have I? But I'm doing it anyway. Wet leaves and gravel, do you know what I mean? What could go wrong? Right, here we go, we're inside. You've seen the iceberg, haven't you? You're not bothering. There's not a lot to see, be honest, but I'm going to come in anyway. So, I mean, I don't know what these structures would have been, Josh. I mean, this is one of these, I don't know if you have a guess. Or whether it's just a way to look out. I mean, it's beautiful visually.
That's about the office, maybe.
Yeah, basically, an admin room. Yeah, although saying that, there's something going on in there, so answers on the postcards, guys. Forgive me, but my knowledge of lime basically is very minimal, in the sense that I've never worked, you know, in the lime industry, in a lime quarry or a lime works, and I'm not a serial killer. And they're the only 2 people I think that know a lot about lime, because I'm pretty sure. Can lime dissolve bodies? Apparently so, yeah, I don't know that from experience. So it's quite a drop. I mean, it's crazy really. I mean, like the guys have just said, like you wouldn't have a clue. You drive past here on the A6, very, very busy road, as you can probably hear throughout the video, to be fair. And, you know, you wouldn't spot it, but it's absolutely enormous. Those kilns, and even those Neo-Egyptian buildings, which I don't know why I keep focusing on Neo-Egyptian. I think it's just because I've never heard of it. And normally, not that I'm a know-it-all, obviously, far from it, but at 43 I'd have thought I'd have probably heard the term Neo-Egyptian before, but I haven't. See that wall? That's clinging on for dear life, innit? Yeah. So eventually, unfortunately, unless there's some work done, these blast furnaces are going to go, aren't they? Or at least a large chunk of them, which is quite sad. There you go, you've got another quarry over there. So many quarries around here. Now this is the quarry that served it. Staden Quarry. So you've got another building here. Now I'm trying to see where these railway tracks would have been. I mean, they could have come down there, couldn't they, on that ridge? So obviously this is private land, so I'm guessing it's the farmer's land, that. But this itself was a quarry, you know, up until 48. Unbelievable, really, though.
Huge.
Amazing. Okay, so we're starting to lose the light a little bit here, as you can see. So we're going to walk away from those amazing lime kilns. Now we're coming up to the top, to see what infrastructure's there, because there were railway tracks up here that were obviously bringing in all the limestone to get dumped into those kilns, but also they were bringing in coal, because these kilns were coal fired, which I would assume most of them would be, but when I was reading up on it, it was quite a thing that they were still coal fired, so I don't know what the others were being fired by. I mean, coal just seems like the obvious one, yeah. Especially in Derbyshire, where, you know, there's absolutely tons of it. So here we go, we've got more brickwork. Is that a platform? I'm wondering if this is a shelf that had a track on it. In fact, I would suggest it must be.
I thought that.
Because they'd bring, yeah, because when you look at those kilns, they obviously the limestone and stuff is so heavy.
Wouldn't it be dumped and then go down?
Yeah, it would dump down into it, yeah, it would make sense. That looks like some kind of platform, but obviously it's had all that stuff dumped on it. Let's have a look. Oh, there's more going off here, look. These would be drops as well, I bet. Maybe. Mate, there's loads going on, isn't there? We've got another wall here. I bet there's kilns down there. I bet you there's more kilns underneath there. And what have we got here? Yeah, there's more stonework, brickwork. Loads going off. Right. Oh, mate, could be here all day. But obviously we're losing the light. But again, a hatch to drop it down. It's incredible now. This is a bit dangerous, but... Oh, mate! We've got some serious stuff going on down here. Whoa! Right, we're gonna have to get back down. We'll have a look up here and then we'll end on that bit then, because that is enormous. Right.
I can't believe you just scratched the tip of the iceberg.
It's insane, isn't it? Mate, that's the thing about Derbyshire. To be fair, that's the thing about England and Britain in general, is there's just stuff everywhere. Yeah, this is definitely a bridge toll, you're right. I mean, this is lost its at, but that one there is intact. Right. Mate, this is insane. So I'm wondering if the lines have come round here, if there's tracks, because obviously what they're doing is they're digging all the stone out of the quarry and then transporting the stone to the kilns. So it would make sense. It would make complete sense. Oh, mate. Right, let me dag up here. I tried to have a run up and I struggled, but I got there. Oh, mate. So there's an incline here, going up there. It doesn't seem to go anywhere, but coming down here. And there would have been structures here, guys, look, as well. Oh, this would have been immense. Look at this stonework. It would have been a seriously big operation back in the day. Wow. I shouldn't sound so surprised at how immense this place is, because this Buxton Lime Firms, like, you know, this huge monopoly of multiple quarries, multiple quarry owners, they were basically delivering, by the end of the 1800s, they were delivering around about 260,000 tons of lime alone, just in 1 year. And obviously, I mean, that's a lot, isn't it? Mate, this place is amazing, and the light's getting worse and worse. It's really going now. But we were just saying that quarry, that huge quarry there, I bet, I'm going to be proved wrong now, but I bet, if I get an old map up, I bet these lines went off there, and I bet they fanned out into the middle of that. And you would have had loads of wagons getting filled up with limestone to be chucked down into these huge kilns. So there you go, there's the kilns again. I've got the torch out just to see it from the outside, because it's really dark now. But you know what? It kind of works for me, because it's quite a sinister looking building, even though it's not sinister, it's a lime kiln, but it's got like that little sinister looking vibe to it that actually kind of works under torchlight, to be fair. It is incredible. Look at there. See those amazing ovens. So it's a weird structure, isn't it? Trying to work out why it would be the way it is, but Yeah, it's quirky, I like it. Some unpleasant language I won't film on the wall there. Although to be fair, at least there's no swastikas. Might sound like a weird thing to say, but anyone that watches the channel regularly, you'll see, particularly in Derbyshire, the amount of times I've found swastikas, honestly, on the side of like railway tunnels and bridges. It's mad. I've seen some profanities here in graffiti, but yeah, but no swastikas, thankfully. Okay, here we go. I'm tripping a bit all over the shop, but we're now at that point where we were above those kind of, again, Neo-Egyptian buildings that were built by the Buxton Lime Firms in 1909. It's like I said, they swallowed up the Cowdale Lime, Cowdale Quarry and Lime Works. They swallowed that up in 1908 and they built all this. Oh mate, what have we got? Wow, look at that, Josh.
I'm amazed how much of it
It's still here, it's insane. Look at that. That's absolutely incredible. What else? I think that's the end of it, isn't it? Yeah, that's the end. That's the building we were looking down at. Wow,
huge.
that is unbelievable. And to think, you know, what it is now, it's been abandoned for 70 years, but this would have been an absolute hive. Like, so many men working here, Josh. It would have been crazy. Like, it would have been, I'm trying not to shine that in your face.
No, that's right.
It would have been so busy, so noisy. And now, apart from the road and me rambling, full silent. So that's us. Thank you so much for watching. The light's done us in the end, so we've got a torch on our faces. I hope you enjoyed that. Crazy remains. I'm still obsessed with Neo-Egyptian. I don't know what on earth that's all about, but it just looked cool. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, Josh. Cheers, Till.
Mate.
Thanks,
Lovely.
mate.
Amazing.